Do you guys want cheap and reliable stubs? Make sure you guys go to imlb.com, today's sponsor, and make sure you use code MAIT at checkout for 5% off your purchase. Alright boys, so San Diego Studios actually ended up dropping a really good event. It is the best event since the actual Miguel Cabrera event to start off the year, so we should be able to make about 500,000 stubs today. I'm going to be talking about how to finish the Switch It Up event as fast as possible. We're going to be streaming it as well, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with me and tune into some of my live streams. Now let's get into the new program, all the subs that you guys are going to be able to make, and the fastest way to actually complete the event. So with the event and the rewards, you actually are going to be getting a lot more than just Jasson Dominguez. However, Jasson Dominguez is going to be 25 wins with 3-inning games. That is not that hard. Now, I know that we only have about a week and a half to finish this, but 25 games is actually really good. We're going to be getting space packs as well, so there's going to be the Wander Franco and all that, so that should go down even more. With guys like Kenley Jansen, who probably could go down more, and Jirius Familia, who's also a pretty good bullpen arm. So you're getting a lot more than just that. 2,500 stubs. That's 3,000 stubs right there within 10 wins. And if you keep on going, you're actually going to be getting a space 3-pack, which I think could be really cool because I know some of these cards are going for a little bit. I know it's nothing crazy, but these are free stubs that you can actually end up getting. And this Jasson Dominguez card could end up actually going for a lot. We're going to look at the market right here. Now, the big thing here is that switch hitters are going to be the best people that you're going to get. And so Jasson Dominguez, we're going to see how much he's going for. So he's going for about 182,000 stubs. So I think that he'll probably hover around 100,000. I don't necessarily think he's going to be that expensive. But if you were actually one of the first people to end up finishing him, then there are a lot of buy orders for him. You could at least sell him for 150K. But you should be able to make about 200,000 stubs from this program. And whenever you're looking for budget beasts and building your lineup, the one thing that I like to do is I have two different strategies for whenever you're actually finishing events. The first one is, if you are a better player, simply go out to the market and get you some absolute great switch hitters. We're going to be talking about some of the guys that are going to be really good for pitchers. So whenever you're looking at pitchers, you want to have guys that either throw below the speed limit or have really good pitch misses. So Freddie Peralta actually is decent, but I think some of these better guys, you're going to have to look into these, are going to be like Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux is going to be better than all of these guys. Guys like John Means could be a little bit better. I believe John Means has a sinker. I might be wrong. He doesn't, but he's a lefty, so it makes him a little bit more valuable. Jack Flaherty isn't going to be the greatest, so you're going to have to find some of these guys that are going to be better. I know that you might not have the best opportunity to get a lot of these guys, but guys like Syndergaard and stuff like that are going to be the type of pitchers that you're going to want. You're not going to want guys that simply throw a 4-seam, a slider, a changeup, and a 2-seam, because that is the worst pitch mix in the dang game. So do not use those guys. As far as bullpen guys are, you should be pretty set with some of your budget beasts. Rob Dibble is a great budget beast. Giovanni Gallegos and Devin Williams are pretty good. I would stay away from guys like Karinchak because he has two different curveballs that look exactly the same. Kelvin Herrera wouldn't necessarily be terrible. Drew Pomeranz isn't bad, but this Pedro is probably going to be better than a lot of these guys. So I'm probably going to actually end up putting Pedro in for these. But just make sure that you guys aren't picking guys that are really actually not that great. Chris Sale might be someone who's sleepy. Make sure that you have lefties in your bullpen. So I see that I don't have any lefties in my bullpen, so I'm definitely not going to go after some of these. And I'm going to think about some other guys that I can get. Lee Smith is a guy who's going to be better than Devin Williams. Just make sure that you're using a lot of the guys that are really good. Steve Cishek, stuff like that. Those type of guys are going to be better than the guys that you're probably going to be seeing. As far as switch hitting players go, now the first thing I would do is obviously the collection rewards such as Yasmani Grandal, Jorge Posada. I know Yasmani isn't one, but Chipper Jones are going to be absolute studs. But if you guys are wanting to find good switch hitters on the market, go and check out some of those Topps Now cards. There are tons of Topps Now cards right now that are really, really, really good, and you can end up getting for cheap. I believe that there's a couple even live series guys that aren't bad. Ketel Marte is one of those guys. Just kind of switch hitting dudes that are pretty dang good. I know that there isn't a filter for switch hitters, but you can kind of just look around and check. But I believe that a lot of these guys are going to be better, and there should be a couple switch hitters that are actually kind of filthy. Brian Roberts is a switch hitter that's really, really good. I know these are expensive guys, but a lot of these guys that you can find for cheaper. Now, guys that I would recommend for you guys to go after are dudes on the... Guys that I would recommend for you guys to go after that are switch hitters that are going to be good cards for cheap are these Topps Now cards. Now, some of these Topps Now cards are really good. You just kind of got to make sure that they are obviously a switch hitter. Now, I think a lot of them could be good. I believe Patrick Wisdom isn't, but some of these guys are going to be switch hitters. such as Eduardo Escobar. This could be a really good pickup, and he can play literally any position. Shortstop, so that's 9K right there. This guy's a righty, but you can kind of just, you guys get the point. Look through some of these guys. Obviously, Eduardo Escobar is probably going to be one of the best bets here, and these type of cards will definitely win you a lot of games. Now, if you are a worse player, the next thing I'm going to suggest is whenever you are playing these games, and you guys know who you are, if you're struggling to get wins, the best way to get wins if you are not the greatest player, and trust me, everyone's been there, I've been there, everyone who's gotten better at the game, and if you're just struggling in general, I do this sometimes, so don't feel bad about this. You can forfeit your first win. These are 2 losses. So you can forfeit your first win. That way, every single time you are playing with a new squad, you are going to be playing someone who's already lost a game, which is going to lower the skill gap, which are going to make you get a lot easier wins. Sometimes I'll even do this whenever I'm grinding and want to get something done really fast, or I just have a couple wins to get, and it's pretty easy to lock in. I would definitely recommend forfeiting your first game so you can actually get that second player that's not going to be as good, because your chances of winning are probably going to be a little bit higher, especially if you don't really have a god squad. I know there are a lot of switch hitters that you guys can pick up. Another guy just off the top of my head would be Ian Happ. Ian Happ's really good. There's a lot of guys pretty much at every single position. So just look around the market, find some guys. A lot of these guys are going to be a lot better than you think. And this Jasson Dominguez is going to make you a lot of stubs. Now, boys, I hope this ended up helping you guys out. So please drop a like and a sub as it helps me out a ton. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later and might be out.